I know what you're thinking. Why is the thumbnail of this video a single 144p image of young Don the Sauce God? Leather jacket gang. Just like me for real, but he's handsome.
Like, why did none of you warn me he would be
Like
so
a
handsome?
Static Shock. I'm more like a Thrax. This entity's storytelling vocality is amazing, and I've discovered his talents through virtual streamer Your Rage Gaming. If you're not already, please subscribe to both of their channels. But the main topic at hand, no, the title is not clickbait. These two Latino travelers have disclosed me with information and concerns with absences of their green cards, driver's licenses, time they've spent in prison for drug trafficking, famous and revered cartel members such as El Chatito Guzman, El Segundo, atop images they've shown me from phones of sharp weapon murders and decapitations they look back on with fond memory and nostalgia. These are the people that got the police involved to have me removed from a premises where I am an employee when I was on my break. For the remainder of this video, I can give a completely honest plotline of where things started, ended, and that should get me around the 10-minute mark. I'm about to young Don the Sauce God, the fire out this video, and I can't even draw it. So without further ado, this is how two illegal Mexican immigrants literally somehow fired me for working at a pizza joint. I've been working at this place for 6 years. Let's call it Emily's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, to avoid copyright by the corporation. I've watched countless people fill particular positions for short periods of time, and yet there have always been one employee in position I've appreciated, being the management to the back of the house. He's taken half a decade to teach me what I know, and he's as nice as he is understanding. I'm completely certain he's bilingual, and yet only chooses to speak Spanish. Y por esta razón es mi compadre en la pelea, eso yo tengo decir mi vida. Estando un hombre negro en América, allí son calles donde las racistas tendré tratar comerte porque de pigmente tuyo demasiado oscuro y eres una comida los ojos del gente blanca. Translation, he the homie because he understand the struggle. When you're a slave, there's really grits out here, so I rock with mans. He doesn't like them either, and he's much more easygoing. He's gone through so much, you know. He works very hard. He's a bit old, in his late 30s, I think. He's only 5'8". Short king, really. Got a family, still takes care of his mom. That man's going to heaven. As there are two in position that have been a pain in my ass. The two immigrants from the aforementioned statements. My gripe starting only ever with the first of the two. Fat Pizza Chef. Simply for him being a big gay cunt. For what he was instructed by management to teach me, he did so as backwards in terms of time efficiency as humanly possible. It is a shame to be fat and unethical. An application of everything and right to left instead of vice versa, which has been proven the faster method to perform most concepts in business. Welcome to America. Even the dishwasher who's going to heaven is still a middle-aged, short, fat man who only ever taught me what to do by a form so slow that I had to reverse engineer his teachings to perform the job as efficiently as needed. The fat cunt smacked me ass because I showed up in training leggings before. And I've known since that moment 3 years ago that his unreasonable anger towards my work ethic only ever stems from sexual frustration. Several other cues give this away. This fat cunt has, may I remind you, been to prison. And we've been told of what happens in there. I was working for this establishment before and during the apex of the pandemic. I left the corporation for 3 months in 2017 in a failed job hunt. From the moment I joined the corporation in 2016 and came back January 2018, the sanitation grade was the exact same, an 87. I had a Facebook account that I used to tell them that I was resigning before I left. I watched them cry over my departure by emoji in the responses. I knew the reason why. Anytime I spent working for the restaurant sees the sanitation grade go up an average of 12 points. The two men they hired to fill my position during my leave in 2017 didn't do the half. They fired them the same day I came back. That's right, the short fat dishwasher going to heaven was only averaging an 87 before the new list of responsibilities we were given 5 years later. They put me in jail for walking past a facility as a shortcut while wearing a mask in like June of 2019. There was a warrant out for my arrest, literally walking while black. That video is on my channel. I made sure that the grade was a 99 because I was working full time. Once they cut me hours, the unemployment benefits from the government became dodgy and things stopped working between myself and my roommate. I went completely homeless. I was down bad for a brick. There were people who helped while they could along the way and people who did everything they could to stop them from helping. Simply because of how I look. I put my things in vacant locations until they were discovered by authorities, and I was forced to move them elsewhere. I spent most of my time hoarding healthy foods, storing them in the restaurant fridge, and avoiding the ops until I could pay for the tech to continue my career. They cut me hours, and I was robbed in September. Dun dun dun. I've only ever gotten this far off of blessing. I couldn't use my ID to verify an account online for federal assistance. I still can't because I now know that I need more satisfactory document to do so. Ironically, I only ever need documents that display my current address and social security number because the restaurant was too stupid to make the changes to the documents when I asked them to do it at the beginning of the year. I've been missing half me check for pregnancy, and now I'm missing the rest of it because these two cunts, the fat closet homosexual pizza chef and his little brother. This little bastard's only about 5'6" and apparently was playing mouse until the cat was away. You see, I've only ever been able to keep this job because I've always listened to what the managers have to say. There are technically two. There's one tall and one short. Let's say the both of them are named Frank. Tall man's easygoing, short Frank's a bit Napoleonic, warlike to a point in desire of self-survival. Cause he's short. Be like that sometimes. Tall man lives out in the woods, very secretive, does his own hunting, never really kept in touch, wasn't the deciding factor in the tough decisions. More assistant manager, if anything. Everyone looks to short Frank for the definitive answers. He's the one more passionate about it, and so for any dispute staff tries to have with me, I hit short Frank DMs. Most of the time he's busy, so he responds quickly and concise. And the problem is dealt with by the time I set foot in the building the following day. I believed Saturday, June the 4th, to be a day like any other, with Friday, June the 3rd, being the day they tried talking smack while I'm only in the building for 5 hours, yeah. I left me shirt in a hurry before I got there, and wound up taking off my tank top to work in me jacket, sleeves rolled and zipped up, as I found that there are no culinary jackets in the back. Probably because of COVID. In any case, it was hot and I just wanted to walk home. I've always disregarded meaningless banter with the use of me headphones, especially after closing hours, and the day was no different. I sent my manager a message letting him know that my coworkers were attempting to fill my ear with salt and see if there would be any change in business. I was told that there was no problem, went to work the next day, and attempted to do my job, while I was provided obstacle at every pass. Obstacle that I removed as politely as I humanly could. Fat bastard that smacked me off tried to lock me in the cooler with him to say a bunch of meaningless words that could have waited until my break. I gave that whole Tetsuzanko and kept my day pushing. I was taking a seat in the back when I was greeted by these two pricks beside a law enforcement agent. I went from being on break to having to tell the ops I worked there, shaking hands so I wouldn't get shot. I was wearing this shirt. Thank God I had my ID. After hearing that I'd said nothing, only ever done my job, and was awaiting confirmation from my manager, only then that they lied to that officer, stating that they were in charge and that the managers, S with a plural, no longer work for the corporation. Bold-faced lie. How does management still sign my check? Why would he tell me that there was no issue? And why would he not formally announce his retirement to every employee? He just sent me a message telling me that there was no problem. Why wouldn't he send me a message telling me, oh, BTW, I'm retiring? Even have the concept be the case, they knew I wasn't listening, and they set me up. They knew they couldn't hit me where it hurt, and now I want to take from them everything. Do share this video. I want their karmic balance displayed in front of the world. To this point in time, I've given what is apparently my previous manager 24 hours to respond to the allegations before I bring a header. If he refuses to respond in the future, it goes to show that he's in on it too. They've only ever wanted me gone out of jealousy. I'm taller, faster, more powerful, and smarter. I make aim to bring light to their lesser known reputations. Non-intellectual, sexually assaulting, moralityless disgrace to their culture. To the real Latino heat that needs to be sent back across the border. They've cost me a source of income in which I use to help my family. I straight up want them to pay. Who knows? If this message gets to enough people in similar situation, maybe we'll all get well-deserved justice somehow. I've had to make such change in my life, become a better person, you know, and I don't feel like leaving others' buffoonery unchecked. Until the other shoe drops, I am Oguyaka. I'll see you lot in another video.